Okay. One sec. All right. So we are live. We are having some technical difficulties this morning. So I apologize about that in advance. So if you see that awkward beginning on LinkedIn, that's what happened, technical difficulties. But I'm not going to spend too much time on myself because I really want to get into the conversation about business compliance, and I am not the one that's going to be delivering the news to you guys. So first things first, who am I? I am Adriana. I run the company, The Lazy Millennial. The Lazy Millennial is an online operations management and consulting company where we particularly focus on documentation for business owners. So that is who we are. If you want to learn more about us, you can see visit the website. You see it scrolling at the bottom. I'll keep it up for just a quick couple minutes, but I want to get into our guest, and I already cut up a few minutes of her time already. So we are going to bring her up so she can do her introduction and all that jazz so you guys can learn more about her. So Miss Tamika, I am bringing you up.
Hello.
Also, my flow and everything for the day. This is why this is informal. But thanks for joining me today.
Thank you. I'm excited to have this conversation. Compliance excites me.
I know. So I'm excited about this one too. So without further ado, because I didn't do like the usual introduction, could you tell us who you are and what you do?
Sure. So my name is Tameka McKneely. I am a multi-passionate entrepreneur, but my main lane is I am a compliance consultant. So I help entrepreneurs create rock solid and compliant business foundations so that they can compete in the funding, corporate, and government workspaces. So really, I'm here to change the current culture of compliance from reactive to proactive and start conversations so that we can clearly create competitive edges in our businesses while avoiding common compliance mistakes. So I really feel like in order for us to be treated like businesses, we have to look like businesses. And that is much more than having just an LLC and an EIN. And I always tell people while others are teaching you how to make 6 and 7 figures, I'm teaching you how to keep 6 and 7 figures, because it's really not about how much you make. It's really about how much you can keep. So that's me in a nutshell.
That deserved like some snaps right there. Okay, so for somebody that may not know, like we see the word compliance here and there, but what exactly is business compliance? What is it? What do we need to do for that?
Definitely. Compliance is definitely not a word picture. When you say compliance, people are like, what does that mean? But it's just basically following the laws and regulations of business. And a lot of times in small businesses, we are just trying to secure the bag, get to provide our services, and we're not thinking about the regulations and the laws that we have to actually follow in business. And when it comes to business, size does not matter. So whether you're a small business, mid-sized business, large business, you still have to follow the laws and regulations. Keyword in small business is business. So compliance is very important, not something that a lot of people think about. So why I'm here to change that culture and to start those conversations so people know that I can't just run a business and not think about what laws apply to that, whether it's email marketing, whether it's my website. There are laws that apply to all of that. So that's basically what business compliance means. And again, doesn't matter what size you are still required to be compliant.
Okay, so with that being said, someone's watching this right now, like, okay, like I now need to be compliant. I'm doing all this stuff. First, Adriana's beating our head about doing standard operating procedures. Where does compliance fit in? So, like, if I'm starting to document my processes, which y'all should be if y'all watching me and follow me, but if y'all are not, well, that's another conversation for another day. But how can someone get started with like compliance? Like, what are the steps they need to take from maybe starting out to even, you can do like steps if needed, like to someone that's more structured and going, but they still need the accountability, I guess, or checking in.
Definitely. So compliance is definitely not a one and done. So it's not something that you do and you just forget about. It is a fluid process, and it has to be fluid in order for it to be effective. So someone that is just starting out is perfect for trying to be compliant, because you want to make sure that you start your business compliantly from the first time. I always tell people it's harder to fix your foundation when your house is already built. So if you're starting out, what you want to do is get with a mentor, someone that can help you with compliance to make sure that you set your business up correctly. And again, it's much more than just an LLC and EIN. You need an operating agreement. You need a business plan. You need a website, capability statement. You need policies and procedures, standard operating procedures. All of this, everything that you experience when working for corporate or working in a hospital or wherever you have worked before, you also need that in your small business. So it's a lot easier when you start off compliant, then you can just maintain your compliance than trying to go back and redo things that may not have been done correctly. And if you are established, you're not excluded. So you also need a effective compliance program. It's not something that is optional. It is required for a business. You have to have an effective compliance program. And there are 7 elements that make up a compliance program, not just compliance program, an effective compliance program, keyword, it has to be effective. And having those things in place are going to reduce your risk in your business. If you are found non-compliant, I take that back. Not if you're found non-compliant, when you are found non-compliant, because there's no way to be 100% compliant. When you are found non-compliant, if you have put these things in place, then you reduce your culpability. So you reduce your liability as far as being non-compliant because you actually try to be compliant and you put the proper processes and steps in place to do that. So you want to make sure that even if your compliance program is not 100% perfect, you have to have it in place in order to say that you have implemented compliance steps in your business.
Okay. Would you say there are like common areas people tend to miss, or there tends to be people like getting caught for not being compliant? Are there like is there like one area that you see get in particular or see in particular businesses don't have in place for compliancy? I hope I'm asking that question right. Like, is there like a certain area? Like if someone doesn't have like maybe the right stuff in the employee handbook, like is there something that, like, how do they catch that? Like, how do people know that you may not be compliant, I guess is what I'm trying to get at.
Again, talk to somebody that knows compliance. I am very passionate about compliance, but I know compliance is not everybody's jam. So talk to somebody that is aware of compliance protocol, compliance processes, so that you can know. Because a lot of times when I talk to people and I start telling them, well, you need this, you need that, you need to have this in place, they're like, I'm just going to throw my whole business away because clearly I'm going to jail.
Right.
But things that are common are like commingling your funds. That is a very big deal. It puts your entire life at risk because you have blurred the lines between your business and your personal. So now if anything comes up, any litigation, your personal assets are at risk. A lot of people don't think about that. They run to the store. Oh, I only have my business debit card or my business credit card. Let me swipe it for these groceries. That's not okay. That's a really common thing. A lot of times, another thing that's common is people just not having processes in place, not having those SOPs, not having an operating agreement, not realizing that when you structure your business and create an LLC, you are now on the hook for filing your taxes. You have to file your annual reports, even if you never do anything with the LLC. If you didn't make money, I've had people say, I got a notice that I owe taxes. I haven't made any money. That's because you didn't file and tell them that you didn't make any money. So now they're just going to estimate, oh, you're a business. You made this amount. Now you owe us taxes. So that's another thing is people just don't realize once you structured your business, you are now a business. Whether you do anything with it, whether you ever make a dime, you need to make sure that you are filing the correct paperwork or you are abandoning that LLC. So you need to actually, if you structure it and you don't want to use it, you need to go back to your Secretary of State and dissolve that LLC. Otherwise, you're on the hook for being a business.
Ooh, that is really good to know because I always see like posts on Facebook, like just get the LLC, gotta get the EIN, this, that, and the third. So I'm really, really glad that you touched on that. That was important because like even for myself, when I first started, everyone was telling me, get the LLC because you got to make sure everything doesn't mix, this, that, and the third. And I'm just like really looking back, I didn't really need an LLC starting out right away, should I say, as I was more established. So I want you to actually talk about some of your products because I think you have amazing products, especially for staying compliant. So could you tell us a bit about that? I am getting tongue-tied today, y'all. Tell us a little bit about the products that you offer.
Sure. So I have a few different arms to my business. Like I said, new startups and established businesses. So I have a coaching program that is currently 180 days, recently extended from 90 days, not because it takes longer, but because I'm giving you access to me longer, to ask your questions, to be coached, to be mentored, all of that. That's for startups or people that may have started their business and may not have created that solid foundation, established or new businesses. And I offer compliance programs. So I basically act as an external compliance department for established businesses to make sure that you are following the laws and regulations, making sure your licenses stay up to date, making sure that you get reminders about your taxes, making sure your employees are trained, just making sure you have that effective compliance program, which is the continuity program, after you have created your strong foundation and built your business compliance.
Okay, so my camera is just off, so we're just gonna roll with it, you guys. So because a lot of people probably watching this is probably like starting off with like the DIY. So for DIY, for those starting out, for those that maybe don't want to commit to coaching right now, do you offer anything else to help them kind of like get started and somewhat keep it afloat until they do work with somebody like you?
Sure. So I also have a masterclass. It's a 2.5 pre-recorded class, and it comes with a 40-page resource guide. So that guide basically gives you the links that you need to set up your business. It is a DIY product. It does not come with any coaching. It is basically you get the information, run, go be great. But I do suggest the coaching. It does offer a lot more than the DIY. And a lot of times you just need that person that knows what to do. The coaching actually walks you through. It's me basically holding your hand, screen by screen, question by question, for you to get your business set up. And the DIY is still going to require a lot of additional research and processes on your part to get your business set up.
Okay. All right. So my last thing to really ask about this is, so you have the products, and can we find this on the website that's scrolling at the bottom?
Yes.
Okay.
You can on the website scrolling at the bottom. So I really like to work with people where we're a good fit. I don't necessarily want to work with everyone. So at the website on the bottom, you can actually book a breakthrough strategy session with me. It is a free session. It's about 45 minutes. I'm going to talk to you about your business, learn a little more about your business and your goals, and determine if we're a good fit. If I think that we're a good fit, if we both think that we're a good fit, 100% confident that I can help you, I will give you the plan, give you a strategy. If I'm not a good fit, because everybody's not a good fit to work together. If I'm not a good fit, then I'll give you some additional resources to help you move forward in your business. But I want to talk to everyone before they actually join my coaching program, because I want to make sure we're a good fit to work together.
Right, exactly. I agree with that. So where can we find, because you give off a lot of excellent tips, and that's what I really like, and you're consistent with it. So tell us where we can find you online so we can like learn more. I know this just scratched the surface on compliance. So where can we learn more, where we can follow you, and just tell us so we can follow along and stalk you.
Okay. I love stalkers. Okay, so you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn under Tameka McKneely. I do provide small business compliance tips. I give you resources, information that you can use in your business, implement in your business. So yeah, LinkedIn, Instagram, Tameka, Facebook, all under Tameka McKneely. So that's where you can find me. That's where you can stalk me. If you want to join my email list, I also give tips there. You can do that by doing the breakthrough strategy call or just going to my website and joining the list.
Okay, awesome. And this is the last thing for real. So what can we expect to see from you maybe like within the next 6 months or so? Do you have anything coming up? Any products that we should know about, or main things that, let us know, if anything?
As far as products coming up, I'm working on expanding the coaching program, bringing in some additional resources so that I can give my clients a overall experience. I want them to be able to get some marketing experience, some financial information, all of that. So that's what I'm working on for the next, however. is bringing in additional resources and collaborating with some other resources so that my clients can get a encompassing experience. So when they leave the coaching program, which they actually have lifetime access to the program, the 180 days is just the mentorship piece of it, where you can ask all your questions and have access to me, but making sure that they have that experience where they get the entire business. So yes.
Okay, awesome. Also, too, it's got to throw this out there. Tamika is available for those that book with the Lazy Millennial. You guys can talk to her, free consultation to see how she can help with your company, because like she said, collaborations is also what we're working on. So like her expertise, like I did the documentation, compliance, I can look it up, but it's best to have somebody that actually works in that field. And y'all know how I am. If I don't have to do it, I want to find someone else that can. So that's that. So I just want to throw that out there as well. And thank you so much for rocking with me all these tech issues today. I was not planning on all this to be happening, but thank you so much for just carrying on and giving us your tips and being here.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm always excited to talk about compliance. Like I said, I am definitely passionate about that and making sure that small businesses actually have the resources that they need, because we just don't know what we don't know.
Exactly.
So I'm here to provide that lack of knowledge gap. And like I said, in order for us to be treated like businesses, we have to look like businesses. So that's what I help people do.
All right. And thank you guys so much. Make sure you guys, it's free. Connect with. I am going in and out again, but that's all right. Book a call with her. Make sure your businesses are compliant, and make sure you follow along with her for more tips. So I'm going to end it here. Y'all have an amazing day, and I will be back later. This is September. Oh my God. Later this month with another guest, hopefully with less tech issues and stuff. So yeah, y'all have a great day.
Bye.